How to ask questions in the present simple. We are just about done with the present simple. All that's left to learn is how to ask questions. So let's learn how to do it. Forming questions with the present simple. Do and does. We put do or does now at the beginning of our question sentence, then the subject, and finally the main verb in the infinitive. So we do not conjugate or change our main verb. It stays in the base form. Let me show you using our verb examples, do, eat, and travel. Do I speak fluently? We use do here because I, we, you, they all use do. And do at the beginning lets us know that it's a question. Does he like to travel? We use does because he, she, it all use does. And we don't say likes because in a question, we do not conjugate the main verb. Similar to the negative sentences, remember? Do we have time before dinner? We use do because I, we, you, they all use do. Does it belong to you? We use does because he, she, it use does. And do you remember why we don't conjugate or change to belong? Well, because we use the infinitive when asking a question, just like we do in negative sentences. Word order. Most mistakes people make when asking questions in the present simple are related to word order. That is, the order you have to put the words in, or how you arrange them. So let's look at the word order and see where to put those question words we saw before. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. The question words come first in a question. Who, what, where, when, why, how are the most common question words. But we can also change them slightly. How often to ask about frequency, how much and how many to ask about quantity. Then comes either do or does. That depends on the next part of the sentence, which is the subject. Whether we use do or does depends on our subject, and that comes next. If we have an adverb of frequency, an adverb that tells us how much or how little something happens, that comes next. These are like always, never, usually, or seldom. And after that, we have the infinitive. And you know that we don't conjugate this. The infinitive stays in its base form. And finally, at the end, if we need it, we include our object. If you need more help with word order, it will be discussed later in this course. Short responses and long responses. Whenever you have a question that starts with do or does, you can choose to give a long response or a short response to the question. There are a few reasons you might want to pick one, but they are not specific rules you must follow. They are more related to culture and politeness. Generally, you will give a full, longer response if you are participating in the conversation and want it to continue. Other times, if you want to show that you are not interested, you are more likely to give the short response. Don't worry about that. You will probably be able to tell by the person's tone of voice if they are enthusiastic or sound upset or bored. Finally, the short responses are just very common in spoken English because they're quicker and easier to say. As well, the longer responses will be heard more in formal situations or when showing respect. I discuss short and long responses as well as the grammar later in the course. I'll give you a few examples now. Do you want to come with us? Yeah, I do. Do you know her? No, I don't know her. Who is she? Do they always act like that? Yeah, they do. Do you understand what is required if you get this job? Yes, sir. I do understand, and I am eager to succeed. What do you do? One last point, one last thing to mention about the question, what do you do? Now, you know that the present simple is about habits and hobbies. So this question does not mean what are you doing right now? It actually means what do you do for work? What is your job? What is your profession? How do you earn money? So to respond to this question, you can say, I'm blank and then your position. Or you can say, I work as a, and then state your position. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a software engineer. What do you do? Hi, I'm Sam. I work as an engineer. Hi, I'm Hajar. I work as an engineer. What do you do again? Oh, I'm a salesperson. We haven't met yet. What did you say you do? Yeah, great to meet you too. I work as a freelancer.